Time in YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Extra Special. Today we are going to be looking over Yveltal, Zoroark, and Gallade. We'll start with Yveltal-EX, pretty much the big boss of the episode. It's got 170 HP, pretty bulky, standard EX at the time. Dark type Pokemon, Yveltal is the attack of choice. 1 dark energy, 1 colorless energy. It's going to do 20 damage, not a lot. But it scales with every energy we have attached to Yveltal and the opponent's Pokemon. Active Pokemon. It's going to do 20 damage for each instance of energy, so it's a good attack. It's also got Y-Cyclone, 1 dark energy, 2 colorless energy. 90 damage is a pretty decent amount, and we get to move an energy from Yveltal to a Benchmon, which could be really good in the right situation, so it's a good attack. Moving on to the baby Yveltals, we have 130 base HP dark type baby Yveltal. He's a lot smaller and not as strong, but he has Oblivion Wing, which is really cool because this means I can get a dark energy from the discard pile and attach it to one of our main attackers for 1 energy, and it's going to do 30 damage. Pretty cool. Darkness Blade, it has as well 2 dark energy, 1 colorless, 100 damage. We get to flip a coin if tails. This Pokemon can't attack during your next turn. I'm not worried about that when I have something to handle that negative. So we're all right there. Yveltal, you are welcome in our party. We do run one of the breakthrough Yveltals as well, 130 HP as well. Dark type Pokemon obviously has the ability Fright Night. As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, each Pokemon tool card in play has no effect. So it could be really helpful in stopping Pokemon from Mega Evolving, things with muscle bands, a whole bunch of stuff. It's hit the metagame so hard lately that a tool card not working could be the end of somebody. It also stops opponents' Zoroarks from working. Pretty cool again. We also have Pitch Black Spear, 1 dark energy, 2 colorless. It's going to do 60 damage. This attack does 60 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So we get 60 and 60. Pretty nice trade-off. Anyway, moving on to the next Pokemon, it's Zoroark. And Zoroark is an incredible Pokemon. We've looked over him time and time again. He'll be back many times, I'm assuring you. 100 HP, dark type Pokemon, stage 1. Stand-in is the ability that we're primarily using him for. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may switch this Pokemon with your active. Zoom! And with an item card, you can zoom back. So, really cool. Has Mind Jack, 2 colorless energy, 10 damage. This attack is going to do 30 more damage for each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So, the more bench space they have, the better for us. Win-win for me. We also have Zoroark Break. If he doesn't have a bench, well, we'll just use his attacks against him with Foul Play. Tilt your head to the left, guys. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon, its attacks, and use it against them. That's pretty much what it said. He's also upgrading Zoroark's HP to 140. Again, really good break card, pretty good card all around. Now here's the oddball card, Gallade. Gallade does not have Ralts or Curlier in this deck. We have just straight up Gallade, 150 HP. He's a stage 2. Premonition is incredible. Once during your turn, you may look at the top 5 cards of your deck, put them back in the top in any order you wish. It's also got Sensitive Blade, 60 damage for 2 colorless energy, and if you played a supporter from your hand this turn, it's going to do 70 more damage. And let's be honest here, we play a supporter pretty much every turn, so this is guaranteed to do 130 damage almost pretty much every time, which is a lot of damage. Now, before I get on to how to play them, we're going to move on to the last couple Pokemon. Unown, 60 HP, Psychic type Pokemon with Farewell Letter. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may discard this Pokemon and all cards attached to it. It's not counted as a knockout, people. If you do, you can draw a card. Beautiful. I love card draw. It's also got Hidden Power, 10 damage, 1 colorless. We're never going to use it. Anyway, final Pokemon of the deck is a common EX Pokemon that we'll be using in pretty much every EX deck until he runs out of standard. Shaymin-EX, 110 HP, colorless Pokemon. Setup is the only thing we really need to worry about. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may draw cards until you have 6 in hand. As Sky Return, 2 colorless energy, is going to do 30 damage, and you can bump him right back to your hand with all his cards. Beautiful. Now, what's amazing about this deck, and you guys pretty much saw it as it was, a lot of them have one-shot potential without needing the other one to do so. This gives us a lot of range in how our game goes. If, for example, my opponent's setting up a huge bench, Zoroark is going to be the main attacker. If my opponent wants to set up a main heavy energy costing mon, Yveltal could be the main attacker. Same thing goes with Zoroark Break. If I really want to use one of his abilities again, one of my opponent's attacks against him, Zoroark Break can do it. And again, Gallade has a lot of support, but has a really nice attack to back him up. So we're going to move on to our trainers and see exactly what we need to run this deck. We have 4 battle compressors. This way I can get rid of whatever I don't need at the time. If I don't need Gallade, don't run it. Just throw it away, get it out of the way, don't worry about it anymore. We have Professor's Letter. We're going to need energy. Just one Professor's Letter is enough to set us up for 2 turns of attacking. Beautiful. We can keep going here. Super Rod. As always, we're going to have casualties and we kind of want to scoop them back up. Put them back into our deck and hopefully get something worthwhile. We have Trainer's Mail. This lets us cycle through our trainers in our deck really quickly. And what's amazing about Trainer's Mail is with Gallade's Premonition, I can already see what I'm about to draw. So Trainer's Mail just lets me scoop it up. I don't have to use Trainer's Mail unless the Premonition is something I need. No, Showcase is something I need. We have Ultra Balls, because let's be honest here, we're playing a Pokemon game. We need the balls to get the Pokemon. We get to discard 2 cards from our hand, search our deck, get a Pokemon. Beautiful. We have 4 VS Seekers, because I always run 4. Don't know how many times I have to say it. VS Seekers are so important, as it lets us recoup those supporters that I need on instances. And you'll see why when the games start. Now, we are running an AZ in this deck. It's primarily for Shaymin. But if my Yveltal has taken way too much damage, I can scoop him back up, put him back down. Gorgeous, I've got all the things I need. We are running a Judge. I wonder why. I think we got beaten by a Metagross deck last time. And what's really cool about Yveltal-EX, Yveltal, Zoroark, and Gallade, it's really competitive. So running a Judge isn't a bad thing. I may not get all the cards I would want, but I'm going to be able to keep my opponent's hand in check as well, which is really important. We have the pretty much essential card in every deck, a Lysandre, switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with his or her active. This lets me knock out the Pokemon of choice. Whether it be what they want or what we want, it's not up to them, it's completely our choice. Now here's how Gallade works. Maxie's Hidden Ball Trick. You can play this card only if you have this card as your last card in your hand. Put a fighting type Pokemon from your discard pile onto your bench and draw 5. So this means I get a Gallade on the bench for free, and I can, grab 5 more cards and restart my hand. It's beautiful. Works great every time. But hold on that thought. If the game is not working in the favor of a Gallade, if you don't need it, don't try and set this up. What's really cool about this deck is, like I said, all 3 of the Pokemon can be a main attacker. If you don't need Gallade in the deck at that time, just throw these cards away and keep moving. Let your momentum continue to flow. Don't need to run Gallade every game. And hopefully we'll get into a game where that is going to be an instance. We have Sycamore. Discard your hand, draw 7 cards. Pretty self-explanatory. We've done it many a times before. Now, I'm only running 1 Parallel City, and this is primarily to reduce my opponent's bench space or my bench space. In certain circumstances, Shaymins are going to be a liability. A lot of people like to Lysandre them up and one-shot them. With Parallel City, I can reduce my bench space to 3, removing those Shaymins, throwing them in the discard pile without the cost of a knockout. It's a really cool ability for that turn. I also have the ability to reduce my opponent's fire, grass, and water type damage if needed. It's also a benefit too is I can shorten my opponent's bench space. If for whatever reason Zoroark is not needing to do its job that game, I can reduce my opponent's bench space and get some threats out of there. Items of choice are Floatstone, pretty much essential in every deck, especially if you're running Zoroark. Attach it to Zoroark so I can retreat in and out. Beautiful. And Muscle Band, because let's be honest here, 20 damage is 20 damage. Now, I could have run Fighting Fury Belt. Could have, but I wanted the damage output. And it's an older style deck, and I didn't really want to run Breakaway. Again, you don't have to follow my deck list, guys. You can just take it as an exoskeleton, build it to your way. Remember, that is how Pokemon works. We want to be creative. We want to create the best decks possible. And only you can come up with something incredible. Moving on to our energy, we are running 4 double colorless energy and 7 dark energy. We do not need fighting energy. Gallade does not benefit from it at all. Notice that double colorless energy, he just likes anything. So, with that, guys, that is the deck. Obviously, the set list will be in the description below, so if you guys didn't catch all the numbers, they will be there for all your glory. But let's get into a Pokemon battle, because honestly, that's what you guys are here for. Alright guys, our first game is against Plumpkin. I like that name. I like the name Plumpkin. You're playing a water deck, which is really cool. Basic blue, probably. But we're going to see in just a moment exactly what Plumpkin is all about. He's even got the blue shorts to match his deck color. Very nice choice, my friend. Very nice choice. It's taking a little bit to load, but here we go. We're getting the coin toss here, and we're going to call tails. We lose this coin toss. We lost the coin toss before he even finished, if you happen to notice that. They knew we were going to lose. It's alright, I can lose the game, or I can lose the coin toss, but we will win the game. So I'll be starting with Yveltal as our active. That way Zoroark can kind of just chill on the bench, and Unown can kind of just chill in the discard pile. Yep. That's about what he's going to do. Okay, Zorua. Unown. We have a Shaymin-EX lead. That might not be what he wants, but that is what he got. So 1 water energy on Kyurem. Again, this is probably not a great idea for us either, to be honest. Because good old Glaciate does a ton of damage to our bench, which is not good. So he discarded a town map. Goes for a Skyla, so he'll know what supporter he's getting next turn, or he needs an item card. It's a Dive Ball, so he's looking for another water-type Pokemon. He's got a Dive Ball coming down, and is going to be... Which Pokemon are you going for? Which one? It's going to be a Manaphy-EX with the Aqua Tube ability. That means as long as he's got a water-type Pokemon, he can retreat, and now that Kyurem has full retreat options. He has a Shaymin-EX down as well, which lets him set up, grabs him 2 more cards, which is great for my opponent, kind of sucks for me. But we're going to see, is that the end of your turn? No, you are playing a Rough Seas. No more damage for you, my friend. That is alright. We're going to see our turn, and we are getting a Sycamore. So I want to battle Compress right away. Get rid of some of the cards that are very unnecessary. Well, not unnecessary, but they don't need to be in the deck. And that's primarily Gallade. Hold on. Max's Hidden Ball Trick and another Gallade. Get rid of those first. Beautiful. We will Unown here. Farewell Letter. It's not a Shaymin, which is a pretty decent card if you ask me to grab. 2 Psychic Energy coming our way. Or Psychic Dark Energy. Whoa. Now I'd like to wait, but it looks like the Yveltal here in the active spot is going to be our main attacker right now. I'm gonna go with the Shaymin drop. I'm gonna lose the AZ. Based on the Sycamore in my hand, it's not what I need. Ooh, I'm gonna lose a break too. I might go for a Judge, actually. That way I can save my utilities. And it's not time for Maxies. I think Judge is the better play. Yes, I'm fine with losing all these cards. It was a bad hand anyway, and I've got a pretty decent hand now. I can go for a Pitch Black Spear next turn. I'm gonna keep the Unown, keep the Battle Compressor. Actually, I can probably Shaymin one more time. Let's just ditch those cards. Get a Shaymin. Get the Shaymin. Set up for the next turn. Here comes the Shaymin. Lets us draw a few more cards. AZ returns. We now have a Floatstone for the Zorua. And if I need to, I can bring those Unowns back, which is beautiful. And I do believe that will be the end of our turn. I'll be able to go for a Pitch Black Spear, hoping to knock out that Shaymin before my opponent's Kyurem can really set up on me. Trainer's Mail himself, which will net him a Hard Charm. But what's amazing about Yveltal in the active spot is that Hard Charm means nothing. An Acrobite, he ditches a Water Energy in hopes of getting something hopefully more important. But did he get it? That is the question. Did he get it? From his moment of stallness, I don't think he did. Now what's great here is I can use an AZ, pick up one of the Shaymins, and reuse it this turn after using a couple cards. We see a Water Energy drop onto the Kyurem. He's going to go for another Skyla this turn. This way he can get the next item of choice. It's going to be a Team Flare Grunt, which is awful for us. This means I can't attack. Except he did support, so we will be able to attack. It's our turn. Beautiful. We see a Floatstone, which I guess I can throw on the Yveltal in the back. We'll play a double colorless energy on our active Yveltal. And I think it's time for an AZ. Grab the Shaymin. Bring him up. Tempted to use Super Rod, but I'm not going to. Shaymin is now on the bench. We will drop back up to 6. Beautiful. There is our Zoroark, so we can get in and out now with a full-on Zoroark setup. We will go with the Parallel City to remove the Rough Seas. And I will go this way so I can remove one of my Shaymin from the game. We'll go with this Shaymin. And we will now go with the good old Super Rod. I can return those 2 Unowns and the Shaymin back to the deck. This way I haven't lost all of my true support and we're good to go. I should be able to go with a decent amount of damage here on the Yveltal in the active spot. Pitch Black Spear is going to do 60 damage to the benched Shaymin as well. Now the Hard Charm... Hard Charm should not have worked. Thank you. Didn't want that Crushing Hammer. Here comes the Team Flare Grunt. There goes my double colorless energy. Does not matter. I have another one in my hand. Kind of does stall me out a little bit, but that is alright. 369, 100 damage is still not enough to knock out my opponent's Shaymin-EX, so my Zoroark will not be the lead at the moment. We will go with the energy drop on the Yveltal. And what VS Seeker can I play? We only have a Judge and an AZ. Don't really need any of that right now. I do believe I will go with the Sycamore here. See a couple of Unowns, which I cannot play. Cannot play the Shaymin, which is fine as well. I have enough, I have an Ultra Ball now for the Zoroark break. But we will go for a Pitch Black Spear. Go for a knockout on the benched Shaymin, which will net us 2 prizes, give us a bit of a lead here. A Floatstone and an Ultra Ball. There's a Trainer's Mail on my opponent's side. Now, even if he does get to attack, his damage will be 20 less. So it'll only do 30 to each of our opponents. Well, maybe it'll do 30. Or maybe it'll be doing 10. We'll see. Depends on how that works. Teammates did get a knockout this turn, so he can grab two cards of his choice. Oh, talking is definitely not my friend today. It's a bit of a stally match for sure. I was not expecting the Fright Knight Yveltal to be our main attacker, but he's doing a fantastic job. He should be able to knock out the Shaymin-EX on the following turn and do some crippling damage to Shaymin-EX in the back. So hopefully, in the next turn or two, our one Yveltal, who is not a main attacker, probably just swept the game. We have a ton of Yveltal-EX in the back. We have a ton of huge setup. Here's going, the double colorless energy is gone. So we may want to switch out now. But our opponent is playing very well, trying to remove my energy, keeping me at a disadvantage. I admit, it's annoying. But now he'll go for a Glaciate, and it is doing 10 damage to everybody. That is all. And guess what? I got exactly what we needed to draw. We got the double colorless energy, and I do believe that will soon be game here. We are gonna go with the Pitch Black Spear. It's gonna do enough to knock out the Kyurem, who's going to do enough to damage the Shaymin, and thankfully, we would have won that game regardless. So, that is Yveltal match 1. Yveltal did all the work, didn't need anything from the back, and like I said, you never know what your main attacker is going to be. This time around, it was the one that's supposed to help and remove Pokemon tool cards, which I didn't happen to notice that it removed the Hard Charm effect. That was kind of weird. But we're going to move into game number 2. Now remember guys, how this works is if we win 2 out of 3, you will see 2 games today. And if we lose this next game, you will see a grand total of 3 matches. So, here's hoping we can win number 2. I think so. Just a moment guys. Game number 2 is against Marcin 1454. Playing a steel deck. Now, Marcin, kind of white. Even your coat is kind of white. Don't know why. Did you just come in from the snow? Was it an avalanche? Or did you, while playing with your steel, you kind of blew it up a bit? I don't know. Anyway, we are gonna be. There you go. You've got the nice blonde hair. I just breathed in cat hair. We're gonna go first, guys. Gonna go first. I'm interested to see. Oh, well, that's a bad start for us. Shaymin-EX in the active position. Can we come back from this horrible start? We've got a lot of cards to do so. Okay, this is new. Skarmory Full Art EX has hit the battlefield, my friends. We're about to see just what our opponent has in store for us today. We are going to get rid of Gallade. Where's the other Gallade? Come on. There he is. Let's get rid of them so we do not draw them. We'll go with an Ultra Ball on the Lysandre and the Judge. Shaymin, kinda need ya. And I will be Ultra Balling away the Dark Energy first, sadly, just because I think we need a benched one. And it'd be nice to get a Yveltal who can kind of recoup that energy. We'll get our bench going. Here's a Shaymin, and we can redraw our hand. Phew! Alright, we're not out of this, guys. Got the Yveltal-EX even, which is nice. We'll go with an Unown. We'll go with the Farewell Letter. And we're going to get a Super Rod. Dark Energy on Yveltal. I'm hoping to get a Floatstone, guys. Trainer's Mail! Floatstone! 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 Nah, I got a Muscle Band, which is cool. We'll go with the Muscle Band onto the Yveltal. And I do believe I should judge here, because I want to keep the Super Rod. One way or another, I'm losing this via Seeker. I should just guarantee my 7 cards. So just guarantee 7. That's how you should play. Got a double colorless energy. Got some. Let's go for the trainer mail. Can we get in here? No, we cannot. We'll go with the battle compressor. We'll go with the unknown drop. Again, looking for battle compressor. Not battle compressor. Floatstone. Nope, got a Zoroark. Which, by the way, I will get rid of the battle compressor and the professor's letter, and I will get a baby Zorua. So this way I can start evolving the line, get it kind of going. There we go. Did not get what I wanted. Shaymin's still in the active position, but we're doing alright. We're looking okay. It's gonna be alright. Could have gotten an attack off, an energy drop. Could have been really good that turn. Could have gotten right into Yveltal next turn. It would have been a really good first turn, but the Floatstone just did not want to happen. Got some double colorless energy, and from the looks of it, I can take my time. Just trying to set up that Skarmory in the back. Now, what can I do? What can I do? I think I'm gonna hold off. We're gonna pass our turn, because again, I'm still in need of a Floatstone. Whether it be for Zoroark or for Shaymin now, it doesn't matter. There's an Aegis/EX, which, as long as they have special energy, they cannot touch Aegis/EX, which is beautiful. I gotta take care of that thing. My Yveltal-EX cannot touch it, cannot do anything to it. So that's a bit of a problem. Ultra Ball, he's discarding 2 cards. It's going to be a Hard Charm and a Steel Shelter. And we're about to see what. A Dialga-EX. I really don't understand the beat up right now. You see a double colorless energy drop onto the Dialga, a Muscle Band onto the Dialga. Unfortunately, my opponent... Floatstone! It came! And we're going to give you a nice evolution there. We're going to go attach this to the Yveltal. We're going to go for a stand-in. Retreat right out of there. And I'm going to go for the Oblivion Wing. This is going to do 50 damage, just out of range of a knockout. But I will be able to set up the Yveltal-EX in the back. And with the Lysandre, I can now do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 120 damage to one of the opponent's EXs. And whichever one I choose. My opponent is in a very bad position. I will now go with the... I'll go with the energy drop on the Zoroark break. Because this way I can Mind Jack, hopefully, in the next turn. What do I want to do? Do I want to put heavy damage onto that Dialga before he can attack? Or do I want a hand? Right now, the only draw support I have is Unown and Sycamore. I guess I could Sycamore. Could have gone for a Lysandre, I admit, but I'm getting a knockout here, regardless. Got an AZ. Couple battle compressors. I should have went with the Lysandre. That's alright, guys. I'm gonna just go with the... Hold on. I could go for a battle compressor, ditch a dark energy. And that's all I'm gonna do. Just a dark energy. And I can go for the Oblivion Wing, which will get the dark energy for the Zoroark break. And And now I can go for the Mind Jack or the Foul Play, and we'll be alright. So Skarmory hits the field. I don't think Skarmory is going to do too much. We're going to see another play. There we go. Now, what can we do here? Now, I do admit my opponent hasn't been able to play too much today. We are probably needing to switch out. I can grab another double colorless energy for Yveltal. He does not seem to be playing anything that removes my energy. So this is going to just be some massive damage that my good old Yveltal can deal. In fact, it's going to one-shot this Skarmory-EX. It is knocked out. There's 2 energies. We've got a VS Seeker. I can grab the Dialga in the back. It's going to be some good times. He's hoping to start energizing this guy. Tough luck for him. Nice energy drop on the Aegislash, but I'm going to go with the VS Seeker. Go with the good old Lysandre. Grab that Dialga, and we are gonna knock it out of this field. And just based on the other cards in my hand, I don't seem to need too much. I'm gonna go for the Eva Ball. It is gonna knock this Dialga out. 200 damage! And we're gonna see another nice draw here. Floatstone and a Floatstone. Apparently I had very few Floatstones in the deck, and we got the one it mattered. Okay, Aegislash cannot do anything. Now it's time to send in the good old Zoroark break. We're going to get some nice damage here with the Foul Play. We're going to choose Slash Blast, which will do 40 damage. Doesn't seem like a lot, I admit. But if I can get another Dark Energy very shortly, I can set up that good old Yveltal in the back, and they'll be able to do a Darkness Blade, finish this game, and just based on the quality of it, we might move on to game number 3, because our opponent really did not do anything. We're going to go with the Parallel City. Don't have the trainers right now to get what I'm looking for, so I will just go with another Foul Play. Choose the Slash Blast. It's going to do 40 damage to my opponent. Again, I am looking for 1 Dark Energy. I don't think there. Oh, I don't have any in the discard pile. So he did get a Steel Energy, which is really bad actually for us. We'll go with an Unown. Need to get Dark Energy. No Dark Energy. We will go with the VS Seeker. I might just go for a Judge to put these cards back in my hand, or back in my deck, so I don't get completely drawn out. Yes, I'm fine with this. It might give what my opponent needs, but I need energy, and I didn't draw any. Kind of a ugh. Kind of a ugh. I'm gonna go for the Trainer's Mail. Let's show all cards. Grab the AZ. This way I can kind of grab Shaymin, redraw. But alas, not a whole lot else we can do. We're just going to go with that Foul Play. Slash Blast. Now, regardless of what happens, guys, the Yveltal in the back can do 50 damage. Unless he heals, I've got this. So, oh, I don't have this. Very nice play on my opponent's part. He actually is out of range as well. Interesting. This is not good. Double colorless energy. Wrong kind of energy. not doing hot. I need a dark energy. There's 7 in the deck. There's 5 here. There should be 1 in the prizes. That means there's 1 in the deck. I will go with Professor Sycamore. And we do not draw it. That is very bad for us. Why is this dark energy not coming to us? I know it's in here. I know it's in here. Rawr. We're gonna have to give our opponent a prize card to be able to knock this guy out. 40 damage. But we should still be in range if we can get that dark energy. He's going for a VS Seeker. He's going for that Pokemon Center lady. He is going to heal himself. 60 more damage. We are getting ourselves in trouble just because of an Aegislash-EX. 4 energies. And there goes Zoroark break. Now there's dark energy in the discard pile. Got no choice. Gotta go into the Yveltal. Come on, cards. Give me that energy. No! No energy! Zoroark is joining the bench, getting a float stone. I'll be attaching a muscle band to the other Yveltal, going for an Oblivion Wing, getting some chip damage off. 50 damage, dark energy onto the benched Yveltal. This is great how he cannot knock out my EXs, but I am running out of cards. I only need 1 dark energy left, and it is not coming. He is now sitting at 40. Another Pokemon Center lady, guys! He is keeping in this game. Here comes the Slash Blast. 130 damage. Or sorry, 120 damage. Just barely hanging on. We can knock out a dark energy for the life of us. There is only 1 in the discard pile. That is 2, 3, 4, 5. Between these 2 cards, 1 of them is a dark energy. We're going to go for a stand-in. We're going to retreat out into the other Yveltal. We will get this dark energy. We will get this knockout, hopefully. In fact, I don't know. This is really bad. This was not meant to go this way. Yveltal has got the energy. We have the potential. Does he get another VS Seeker to get Pokemon Center Lady? He gets another Steel Energy. I think finally, we've got this Aegislash-EX. Here comes the Yveltal. I thought this was going to be a one-sided game, guys. That Aegislash-EX turned it around, working to get it knocked out. But Darkness Blade comes through, knocks out this Aegislash, and finally, we see the end of it. That was a game. That was a game. Yveltal-EX was able to just play around, had all those double colorless energies on it. But because of that, he was useless against Aegislash-EX. We had to play with the dark energy. We did manage to pull it at the very end. And again, a dark energy was in the prize pool. But with that being said, we had that last card in our deck was a dark energy. Why we couldn't pull it is beyond me. Now I know Gallade did not do much this game. I admit it. Gallade I couldn't get them set up for Maxie's Ball Trick. These 2 games just did not need it. Would I run a 3rd game? Sure, but we have actually passed our 2 wins. So today, guys, that will be it for the episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, leave some suggestions. I've gotten a couple suggestions already for a few future decks, so yours could be next as well. But until the next episode, guys, thank you so much for watching. Time out.